maybe 2013 or 14 where people got into the Instagram thing and it was okay to say, yo, we're going to be in Miami this weekend. Because before that, we couldn't say what we was doing and where we was going. So I just want to point out that social media is new to me, but it also gets you results.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that's why you're here today on the Dancer Project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't be nowhere else.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. Yeah. So, for the people out there that's saying, you're taking advantage of the situation. Obviously, everybody's running down on Diddy right now for all the stuff that he allegedly did. And everybody's trying to get money. They see you hop in, they see Gene, and they think, it's just off of cloud. He's just trying to get a payday. What do you have to say to those critics?
First of all, I mind my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Gene. I'm not none of that. You're not going to hear me get on here and come up with things or say things. I got brought into this by Cassie. You know what I'm saying? She mentioned my name in the lawsuit. So that's when I came out because like I said, I got daughters. You know what I'm saying? So when you mention my name in a lawsuit, which I don't know, we're going to speak to a lawyer because I don't know if she used that as leverage to get the money she got, but I feel like she should have hollered at me and said, yo, I'm getting ready to put your name in this, da-da-da-da-da. Same thing. She know what I'm going through with my son. So she could have said, yo, I'm getting ready to do such and such and such. If such and such come through, I got a couple of dollars for you for your son. So I ain't taking sides when it comes to that situation because I look at her being just as wrong as him. But for all the people that say that I'm looking for clout off of it, my name got brought into it. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all was going through everything that y'all was going through, I never jumped out the window. I never said nothing. I had my beef with Puff individually. You know what I'm saying? For not standing on 10 toes with my son. That was my beef. It wasn't until later on where everything else came into play. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you. Some of those things I knew and some of them things I didn't know. So I don't think it's fair for people to say I knew everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Some of them I did know. Did I ever see him hit somebody? Yeah, I definitely did. Did I ever see him and Cassie fight? Yes, I definitely did. When she said that I came in between them fighting, did I do that? Yes, I definitely did. But I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't think it was a wrong thing because I never seen the things that she actually like the stomping out and the beating, and I've never seen stuff like that. I would jump into something after the first blow, like not on my watch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, to your point, you actually can't even wrong him because now the way the lawsuit came out and it's so divisive, it's like the first question is, where's everybody who was complicit? So it's like, you got to pick a side. So you almost got to jump out the window and be like, hey, bro, I wasn't on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Just speak your truth and let you know what's going on because now you could possibly be implicated.
Because it's like a thing. It's like you first of all, you think about your job, right? You think about your job and you say, this is my employer. You look at people when you see people that have spoken up for smaller things and then they don't have a job. So people say, yo, but your job wasn't. How many people work at the sanitation and everything else that hate their job and things go wrong, but they never speak up because they afraid of how they going to pay their bills the next month. So a lot of those things, I was in that situation, in that predicament. Yeah, if it was to get crazy, I wouldn't think about my job. Right. But then when you around certain people, you only going to do what you think that person would allow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when she said, and I remember specifically what she's talking about when she said it was after an event on Sunset and her and Puff got into it. My thing was more or less arguing and fighting in front of on Sunset Boulevard. What are y'all doing? Right. This is such and such. This is such and such. Yo, get the fuck in the car. You know what I'm saying? Because it works both ways. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him put his hands on her and I've seen her put his hands on him. And see, that's what people don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to just go crazy. And I'm not saying that neither one is right. But there's been times where I jumped in the middle of it and snatched Puff up because you talking, I'm 260 at this particular time. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating the iron right now. So me snatching him up was nothing. But when I snatch you up and I'm walking away from you, and then all of a sudden somebody run behind you and kick you in the nuts, how much could this really had hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Like she mentioned, she said, yo, Barnes put us in the Cadillac and we was riding. But you didn't mention that he was sitting on the passenger side next to me. And from the back, you hit him upside his head and punched him in the face with a ring. And the people seen it and was like, oh my God. So you got to talk about both parts. Now, as far as a man, I feel like a man is physically stronger than a woman. Period. I don't care about nothing. So no man got a right to put his hands on another woman. Point blank. So it's been times where I got hit upside my head with my wife with a fucking garbage can. And I'm more or less like, oh shit. But I'm not thinking about hitting her. I'm not thinking about her. I'm just like, okay, she gonna get over this shit later on. I feel like, I feel like busting her ass. But I'm not. And that's where I feel like he wrong. That's where I feel like he a coward. You know what I'm saying? That part right there, because it ain't no woman that's going to get you to the point where you got to beat them up. Now, I've seen things, you know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't see the actual beating, you know, it's been times that Cassie called me and said, yo, Barnes, look. And I might see her eye blacked up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I might see some black and blue. I'll be like, yo, what happened? Yo, you know, this happened, yo, your man, and then he just started beating me up, but I didn't physically see it. I just seen the aftermath of it.
That's kind of like what Gene was saying in some of his interviews too, that he wouldn't really do it in front of people, or he knew who he could try and who he couldn't try. So
right.
It don't really seem out of character that you wouldn't actually see it physically happen in front of you, but you, like you said, you knew something was happening, you knew what was going on.
Right. But my thing also was, nobody had you handcuffed. You know, I mean, you read a lawsuit. Of course, we know when you read a lawsuit, the lawyers are sitting there and they telling you exactly what to say for it to stick.
Right. How
you
to
know
get
what
the
I'm
bag,
saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, this is what you got to say for it to stick. So when I read the lawsuit, it's a lot of overbearing stuff on it. When I say, like, I wasn't there, so I can't say how much he punched you in the face. I can't say how much he stomped you or he kicked you. But I can say something happened because you got these bruises on you.
Yeah.
But I also could say, why you ain't going nowhere? Why you ain't leave?
Yeah, that's been like the unspoken question that, like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's when I read the lawsuits and the words say, oh, I tried to leave, but he would come, or somebody from the office would call you. But at the end of the day, this is not Jeffrey Dahmer with somebody tied up in a room and handcuffed. This is a multi-million-dollar person at this particular time, because he wasn't a billionaire yet. But throughout his different relationships, I've seen the outcome of him being abused, right? And each one of these women had the courage to leave.
Right.
Because you got to understand, he's not going to risk everything. I've seen women say, yo, I'm not fucking with you no more. And that's that. And when they got that look in the face, he know. So to me, I feel like when Cassie says things like that I couldn't leave, I feel like, nah, it's not about that. It's about the jury. It's about the money. It's about the clothes. It's about the trips. It's about your career. It's about everything. But when you get sick and tired you don't give a fuck about none of that no more. I'm getting away. I seen it with my mother. So you can't tell me that you can't leave nowhere. I've seen it with my mother. My mother ain't have nothing. She had to go into a shelter for abused women. And that's why she could just take my son, my brother with her.
Right.
So I've seen a person leave without nothing. You're not leaving with nothing, but you still want to stay for the perks. But the ass whippings and everything is a part of the perks.
So are you saying that he allegedly had this going on with other relationships as well, and they walked away, so the abuse was something that was a pattern?
I definitely think he needs anger management. I would never say that he didn't. I would definitely say he needs anger management. You know, and to credit certain things, when you see it the first time, you say, okay, yeah, you and your girl get into shit. But when you see it repetitiously, then you need some type of help. But money, arrogance, and getting away with a lot of things gives you the strength to say, I don't need help. And everybody around you will say the same thing.
Right.
And then
along for the ride type shit.
they along for the ride. And then when the person or the people that do speak up start to disappear, that's when you say, I don't want to speak up.
Right. You start thinking about the future and what you got going on.
And what you got going on. How you gonna come home and tell your wife, yo, I ain't got no job? Why you ain't got no job? Oh, because Puff hit a girl. Did he hit me?
Well, allegedly.
That's what your wife gonna allegedly.
We gotta put that
so
in there.
Your wife gonna say, yo, did he hit me? Then what the fuck is you doing stepping up and standing up, da-da-da? Now how we gonna pay this next month and da-da-da? So it's like I would say it's just a chance that you gotta take. You know what I'm saying? When you see people that speak up start disappearing and they start hitting you on the phone talking about they can't pay their rent or what they gonna do. And then the person that you speak up for.
Now, when you say disappeared, you're saying about losing jobs, right?
Losing jobs. Yeah.
Because that's a scary thing to say. Yeah,
especially right now, right?
Shit going down.
So I'm saying lose the job. You know, they get the red slip or the pink slip or whatever, saying they no longer, because you got to remember, you're a personal staff, so they can get rid of you whenever they want.
Right. There's no like laws governing how your shit going.
Exactly. So that's what I've seen a lot of people. A lot of people like yes man around them. A lot of people can take people being straight up. He's one of them people that can.
So let me ask you a question. How long before you started working with him did you start to see like red flags and did you know like, damn, this shit here look kind of crazy?